What's up, everybody? It's Trey Smith, one half of the College GameTime YouTube channel. We are the YouTube channel that drops fresh college sports content every single day. And before I get into this potential USC edge rusher, I say potential USC edge rusher because he just entered the portal. He's been at UCLA. I'm thinking that he might just go across the town over to the rival USC. Before we get into this, man, please hit subscribe. Press the button down there. You know what to do. Go ahead and hit subscribe. If you're over there on the West Coast, shout out. Thank you, those of you Trojan fans who have already subscribed and have been keeping up with our content. We cover the national landscape. So, Mitchell Aguday. Okay, he's an edge rusher out of UCLA. He was a regular starter for the Bruins team. In fact, there was some talk about him potentially entering the NFL draft this year, but then he announced he was going to stay in college, and he was really expected to be an integral part of this UCLA defense in 2022. So him choosing to enter the transfer portal just today, at least today as of me recording this video. Now, depending on when you're watching this video, it could have been yesterday, could have been 2 days ago, could have been a week ago. So February 16th was when he officially entered the portal. He announced it on his Twitter account. And I think it came as a surprise to some UCLA fans and to their probably coaching staff. I mean, like I said, he was supposed to be a significant part of that defense, and now he's in the portal. And of course, now that he's in the portal and he goes to UCLA, and I think about the transfer portal, what team's been dominating the transfer portal all offseason? Well, that's none other than the USC Trojans. And most of their publicity, I should say, has come from the offensive firepower that they've brought in through the portal, starting or spearheaded by quarterback Caleb Williams. And obviously, when you think about Coach Lincoln Riley and you think about what he did at OU, you obviously think about offense. And everyone getting excited about USC this year is obviously getting excited about their offense because of what the potential Lincoln Riley could do with this team. But let's talk about the defense for a second and why Mitchell Aguday, the edge rusher from UCLA, could be a perfect fit with this USC team. Okay, I've got 3 reasons as to why I believe USC needs to give him a hard look and really go all in on bringing this guy into their program. Number 1 is his experience. As I've said, he was a regular starter at UCLA, so he's been playing in the Pac-12. He's got that's an old hat for him. He is a starting edge rusher, Pac-12 edge rusher. And as I mentioned, he's supposed to be an integral part of that UCLA team. And that's just something you can't coach. That's something that you can't replace. That's something that you don't get when you're recruiting high school kids. That's why the transfer portal has become such an attractive avenue since the NCAA has opened up those rules. And that's experience. Like, There is no replacement for that. Experience is indispensable, and he brings that. I think he started 15 games over the last 2 years, and you have to keep in mind that 2020, the Pac-12 season, was extremely short. So almost every game he's played over the last 2 years, he started. So that experience factor is reason number 1. Reason number 2, this kid would be a great complement and possibly even mentor to Corey Foreman. You know, the 5-star number 1 overall recruit that came to USC and was a freshman this past season. Look, he didn't come in and dominate the landscape of college football, but he is developing. And I think that he could be in line for a big step this season in his sophomore year. And I think having a seasoned starter playing opposite of him could only help him. He will only benefit from that. Not just on the field, but in the film room, in the weight room, just in every aspect of the game. So I think he would be a great compliment for who some still kind of see as potentially being the future of this USC defense in Corey Foreman. And then finally, I mean, to me, this is probably the most significant thing, is that he really fits what Alex Grinch wants to do defensively, okay? Alex Grinch made the whole speed D, right? And if you don't know what that is, go read about it, but that's his philosophy. It's a speed defense. In other words, he's all about creating havoc. He's all about forcing turnovers. He kind of reminds me of a football version of like a basketball team that's all full court, applying full court pressure that causes havoc, kind of like the old Shaka Smart at VCU, where you're picking guys up from baseline to baseline. You're applying pressure. You're trying to create turnovers. You're flying around, and that's really the Alex Grinch kind of style of defense. He's not about bringing in these big, husky, physical guys in. No, he's all about flying around the field, flying to the football, 11 hats to the ball, and let's create some turnovers. And that's what Mitchell Aguday does. He's an edge guy. He can drop in coverage if he needs to. He's not the biggest guy, but he looks like $1 million. He's a freaking ripped like from head to toe. But going back to even just in 2021, he had like 2 or 3 forced fumbles right out of the gate. He's got a nose for the ball. I really think he could thrive in Alex Grinch's system. So I would keep an eye on USC going after Mitchell Aguday. And then why not? Why not throw a little fuel to this USC UCLA fire? I mean, Lincoln Riley's come in. He's already shown he ain't scared to irritate programs talking to you, OU. So why not throw a little fuel on the fire for your crosstown rival? And so that's what I got. His experience, his compliment to Corey Foreman, and the fact that he fits the scheme and the philosophy that Alex Grinch is trying to bring to this USC Trojan defense. Mitchell Aguday, UCLA, USC fans, keep an eye on him. All right, that's it for me. I'm Trey Smith with College Game Time. Please hit subscribe.